Hey guys, Monday dinner. What I have in this pan is I'm browning one onion with 2 cloves of garlic. I'm just sauteing it. It's on medium. And I also cut 2 cloves of garlic. That's going to be for my rice. And I have a couple chicken tenders in here. I have 6 or 7 chicken tenders in here. And I'm just going to give these a good rinse. And then I'm going to cut these into bite-sized pieces. And what I'm making is like a chicken tomato sauce over some garlic white rice. So, now I did not know I bought chicken tenders. I thought I bought chicken breasts, but oh well. So I'm just going to cut these into bite-sized pieces. I don't really like buying chicken tenders because chicken tenders always have these stupid veins in them, which I hate. And I'm browning this in about a tablespoon of oil. Now this is going to make a nice sauce. So it's going to be like a sauce. I did this a couple times before with pork, but Francisco thought it'd be really good with zucchini. So, or not zucchini, with chicken. That's the reason why I'm using chicken today. So I'm going to throw this in the sink and give my hands a quick wash. Now what I also have going on is I roasted a bunch of tomatoes that I had in the oven a while ago, and all I did was put them in a blender, and actually I put them in the food processor. Just tomatoes, no salt, no water, no nothing. Blending them up. So it's kind of like homemade tomato sauce. Or you can use a can of it. Like I said, it's got that. So I'm going to throw one of those in as soon as this is browned up a little bit. Now while this is going, I'm going to get my zucchini chopped up. Now I only have one zucchini. If I had another zucchini, I would definitely use more. But I only have one. So I think what I'm going to do is use the zucchini, and then I'm going to add in some mushrooms. Just because I'm lacking on my zucchini. And this is already washed. Now I'm just going to throw it in now. And I'm also going to turn my heat down to about 3. It's splattering me. Hopefully you guys can see. But you probably can't because my tripod hates me. Well, there you go. Kind of crooked, but oh well. Like I said, my tomato sauce is frozen. So I just have it running under hot water. I'm sure you guys can hear it right now. So, like I said, I don't have any zucchini. When I made this with pork, it was just zucchini. All I did was, because I've used like pork butt, pork shoulder, whatever you want to call it, cut it up into cubes. And what I did was I actually boiled it with a piece of onion and garlic first. So I let it boil for like half an hour, 45 minutes, just depending on how big you want your chunks. And then I drained the water out and then let it brown up, and then added my onion and my garlic, my zucchini, my tomato sauce, and my spices, and did it that way. This I'm doing a little bit different just because this is chicken, and chicken does not need that long to cook. So what I have in here is some 1 zucchini, like I said, onion and garlic. There's no seasoning in this yet. I'm going to do that in just a second. I'm going to get my mushroom. So I just got this big thing of mushrooms from Sam's Club. This is 24 ounces. And these are Baby Bellas. That's my favorite kind of mushroom to use. I love Baby Bellas. I think they're delicious. Now, you're supposed to take a damp cloth and wipe mushrooms off. But I'm lazy. That takes forever. I just run mine underwater. They say you're not supposed to do that because they soak up water. But I always do that and I don't really see a difference. Unless you're like caramelizing them, you know, you want like a mushroom pizza or something where mushroom's going to be the main star. Mushroom's not going to be the main star in this, so I'm not too worried about it. These are pretty big mushrooms too. So I think I'm definitely going to purchase these again from Sam's Club. Normally when I purchase baby Bella mushrooms, they're so tiny. These are really good. These be excellent, like stuffed. They actually went to Longhorn Steakhouse a while ago, and they had like a 4 cheese stuffed mushroom. I also put my stems in. I know a lot of people don't, but I use my stems. So I feel like they cook down enough that they're fine. But we went to Longhorn a while ago, and one of the appetizers is this one, like, I think it was a 4 cheese garlic stuffed mushroom thing. O-M to the G. Dude, I could just have ate that and been fine. Francisco got this shrimp appetizer, and I don't really like shrimp, and it was the shit too. It was awesome. So, yeah, I think now that I see how big these are, and we were just talking about having like stuffed mushrooms too, I think I might change stuffed mushrooms to go with my pork one day this week. I think that'd be good. So I'm going to chop these up, throw them in the pan. I'll take my tripod over so you guys can see what my veggie to chicken looks like. I'm not making a lot today just because I didn't want to take that much chicken out because I need it for 2 days. And like I said, I didn't know it was chicken tenders when I bought it at Walmart. I decided to go at night, and of course they don't stock their stuff that good. And it was a Sunday, so everyone got to all the good stuff before me. That's the reason I bought frozen chicken. Normally I don't buy frozen chicken. I like to buy it fresh so I can see what it looks like. See how veiny and stuff it is. And my kitchen is not clean. So don't hate. So here's my chicken to mushroom to zucchini ratio. Pretty good. Kind of like equal parts of mushroom, zucchini. And the chicken is in big chunks. The reason I chop the chicken so big and not small like the veggies is because this is going to break down a lot. If you chop it any smaller, it's going to get so dry out and just shred all over the place. So here's my mixture. Now we're going to season it up. Okay? So once again, this is on number 3 on my pan. I'm going to grab, right there, some Knorr seasoning, aka chicken broth. If you have chicken broth, use it. If you don't, add vegetable stock. If you don't, add water. You use water. I'm going to use probably a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons. This Knorr one, if you can get it in like the Mexican aisle. You can even get this stuff at like Dollar General and stuff. It is the best chicken seasoning, I'm telling you. The best kind of chicken stock. It is very, very, very well seasoned. It is salty, so you have to watch that, but most chicken stocks are. So I know, just take it really easy on the stock, or the salt part, but it flavors your stuff so good. And I really like cooking with the tomato one as well. So, let me try and move my mess out of the way. Pepper. Simple black pepper. Mine's in a Himalayan pink salt jar because I like the label. But a good sprinkling of black pepper because it's going to need it. Now, stir that around. Make sure you season good because once again, this has all these veggies in here. So you don't want to under-season this. Plus I'm putting just plain tomatoes. You can always, if you have tomatoes on the hand, you can just throw them in a blender, dump them in here as well. That's basically what mine are, but mine just have a little bit extra flavor because they're roasted in the oven. So here is my little spice box. I'm just adding in a couple sprinkles of parsley flakes. Parsley is just gonna Add some freshness to this. Now, when I did it the other day, I did it more Mexican-ish. This one is going to be more of a plainer version. That was onion powder, garlic powder. You already have onion and garlic, but like 1/4 of a teaspoon just kicks it up a little bit. Once again, Italian-ish crushed red pepper flakes. 1 little sprinkle. And that is it for this. Oh, maybe a little bit of paprika, just because I love paprika. I also have smoked paprika, but I don't want to go there with that. So, a little bit of paprika. Now, the last thing I'm going to add to this is some thyme. Now, if I was doing this more Mexican, like I did the pork, you could also add a bay leaf to it. A lot of Mexican dishes have bay leaves. You could add a couple cubes of cilantro, or like handful of cilantro while you cook it. I have thyme, fresh thyme, that what I did was I just froze it. My hand's black. My thing is stained black. My container from black food coloring. It looks green, but it's black food coloring, and every time I grab it, and it will not wash off. Maybe it's just a stick of thyme. So I'm going to throw that in there. I'm not taking it off. The stems will eventually fall off. And then I'm going to stir all my paprika in and everything like that. And then once this is in and starts to simmer, then I will make my rice in the back. Actually, let me get my rice started so you guys can see what I'm going to do. Move my crock pot. You guys see that? Yeah, you guys can see that. Back burner. I'm gonna turn it. I turn it between 6 and 7. Good splash of oil, and I brown my rice. So while my oil is heating up for my rice to jump in, I got my bag of tomato sauce. It's probably about 1/2 cup of my tomato sauce, or 1 small can. Okay, and then we're going to add in some water, because like I said, we want this watery. It's going to be like a nice sauce I'm going to scoop over. So I'm using, this is a 14-ounce jar, and I'm just going to splash it in, stir it around to where I'm at. Sorry you guys can't see what I'm doing, but I basically just want it to where almost all of my veggies and my chicken is covered. I don't want it sticking out of there. Sorry you guys see my outfit. I'm in pajamas. Don't hate. I'm in a ripped t-shirt, hanging around the house cleaning. Lazy Monday. Everyone hates Mondays. Alright, so this is a pretty soupy mixture, so I did not use all of it. It's pretty soupy, and that is what I want. I'm just going to leave it on between 4 and 5. Let it come to a boil, and just let it boil there. That's it. I'm done with it. So here is my mixture, if you guys can see how soupy it is. So yeah, you guys can see how saucy and stuff. Now, the reason I'm making mine extra saucy is because it is only, what time is it? 2 o'clock here. So we're not going to eat till about 5:30, and then Francisco's not going to eat till around 8 or 9. So that's the reason I'm making mine saucy, because stuff like this will thicken so fast. So that is one reason why I'm doing it so saucy. Now, back burner, I'm going to grab my rice. I use jasmine rice. You can use rice, but I recommend, if you really want to start making rice at home, to use jasmine rice. I think it's the best rice to use. I'm doing 1 cup of rice, and then in my 1 cup measure, I have a 1/2 cup inside. So I'm going to 1.5 cups of rice. And I'm not an eyeballer when it comes to rice. I have to measure. I have to. I'm just not talented like some other people. Okay. Now, just going to stir my rice really good. This is important when you toast rice. You want to get every granule coated in that. Okay, someone texted me. You want to make sure you get every granule coated in oil. Because if you don't, your rice is going to start to clump up now. You don't want that. Now, I still have my little thing of garlic here. You can use garlic in a jar. You don't have to use garlic. Now, I was going to put onion in here too, but not going to lie, I forgot to chop the onion, and I'm too lazy to go back and chop it. So, it's just going to be garlic rice. So, a little bit of chopped onion is really good. Now, all I'm going to do is brown my rice. When my rice is very lightly golden, just a couple of them are golden, I'm going to add in 2 tablespoons of Knorr seasoning. Or, if you don't have Knorr, use chicken broth. If you don't have chicken broth, use freaking water. But 1 tablespoon of Knorr equals, obviously, you guessed it, 1 cup of chicken broth. And I'm sure you all know that rice is 1 cup rice, 2 cups water. So I have 1.5 cup rice. So I need 2 cups of water for that 1 cup and 1 cup for the other. So I need 3 cups. So I'm going to do about, I'm actually just going to add it in now. It doesn't really matter. 2 heaping tablespoons of the Knorr seasoning. Then you also need to add in a tiny pinch of salt. Remember that your chicken stock, unless you make your own, has a lot of salt. So I mean that was probably 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt. Very tiny bit, but it just rounds out the flavor because this salt is probably, a bunch of crap that's bad for you, salty. But you really want your rice to have regular salt flavor. So I'm just going to toast my rice. Like I said, when it's done, I'm going to add in hot water, let it come to a full boil, put the lid on, turn it down to 2 for 20 minutes. My chicken over here is starting to simmer. I'm just going to let this simmer while my rice cooks. When they're done, fluff my rice with a fork and set them both to the side, and I'm done with dinner. Till later. So, yeah, that's it. And then tonight for dinner, I'm serving the chicken with the rice, and I'm going to make, I don't know yet, some kind of veggie with it. I was thinking either broccoli or Brussels sprouts with it. Not sure yet. Because I know the problem is my kid, Ariel, really loves broccoli and Brussels sprouts. So I know if I make broccoli and Brussels sprouts, she won't eat anything else. She'll just eat that. I think Brussels sprouts would be really good with it, or broccoli. So I make one of those 2 veggies, just really simple, salt, pepper, butter. And then I have a little bit of potato bread left, which I will show you just in case you don't know what potato bread is. You just have some of this country potato bread, just sliced. And I'm just going to let some butter sit out, and we're going to have softened butter with it. So really simple dinner tonight. I will hopefully insert a picture or bring you guys back when I have the kids' plates up. But that is it. Really simple dinner. And I've cooked it all on the phone with you guys. And I've only been on the phone for about 20 minutes. So this is about a 30-minute meal. What? Hey guys, that's alright. Today is Wednesday. For dinner we are having carne asada burritos and some portobello mushroom fries from Trader Joe's. The girls are going to have chicken nuggets. And I think I'm going to make some banana muffins. Maybe. What? And here I have a cup of rice browning. I'm going to make my mixture for my rice. It needs to get blended up. Just grabbing my tomatoes.
Well, where the heck are the scissors? Well, I found baby scissors.
Huh?
I said I found baby scissors.
There you go.
I mean, that's how you hold scissors.
No. Alright. I am making just simple red rice for my burritos. Sorry, I know my videos are probably crazy. I'm never prepared. I usually literally record when I cook. Try to cook earlier in the day, but today I didn't. So Arrow's home from school. She's getting snacks. Rosalie is taking a nap. So I'm kind of trying to hurry before she wakes up. And in the middle of cooking, usually when I say I'm going to let something simmer or cook, I'm usually putting dishes away and doing other dishes and cleaning. So yeah, I don't just stand here over my stove the whole time, if you guys can guess. So I have my tomatoes in here. Hopefully you guys can't see that good. Let me try to. There we go. This is just a magic bullet blender. You guys did not know. There are my tomatoes, some onion in here. Now, when I make my white rice that I usually make, I usually throw my onion and my garlic in my rice. But when I make red rice, I usually try to throw it in the blender because I'm already blending it. So it's like, why bother? And I'm grabbing a garlic clove. I got garlic the other day from Walmart. It's organic garlic. And all of them are like literally this freaking tiny. It's driving me crazy. They're way too tiny. I don't have patience for tiny garlic like this. So I also have my meat marinating, which I'll show you guys in a couple minutes. I just squeezed a lemon. I would have used lime or orange juice, but I didn't have any, so I just had a lemon on hand. So I squeezed it in there with some pepper, some paprika, garlic powder, onion powder, a couple cloves of garlic, and I think that's it. Oh, and then some Goya adobo seasoning. And that's it. And then when I cook it, I will add a little bit of the Knorr seasoning to it and a little bit of salt. It has no salt in it right now. I'm just adding water to my tomatoes. You blend your tomatoes just like this. They're going to get chunkier. If you add water, it's going to be smoother. So I'm going to blend it. Okay, my rice is ready for it. As well, I used 1 cup of rice, so I'm using 2 cups of liquid. Whatever this doesn't add up to. Then I will add in water. That was a half. I'm adding in a little more than a half. I added a little more just because maybe like a tablespoon more than you normally would, just because the tomatoes sometimes don't blend it very well. Pinch of salt. Then, like I usually say, every time I make rice, if you do not have chicken stock to use, then use chicken seasoning. Just adding in a couple tablespoons of that. Boom, that's it. My rice is done. It's just going to come to a boil. And then once it comes to a boil, put the lid on it, turn on low, let go 20 minutes. That's done. Now, next thing is my other stuff that I'm going to make. I'm going to chop all my veggies and stuff up. I'm going to make a pico de gallo. I do have a half of an avocado that I forgot to wrap. It turned brown. But you guys scrape under, perfectly green. So I said take the top layer off. But I'm going to make some pico de gallo really fast. And that's going to go in my burritos as well. with that avocado. And then we also have beans. I was going to use black beans. I already have in my freezer. But my neighbor actually just brought me over a bunch of pinto beans that she had left over, and she didn't want them anymore. She said she already froze all the ones that she needed, and she asked if I want them. I was like, heck yeah, save me a step. So, hopefully you guys can see me cutting, and you can't. I know you guys want to see this. So yeah, you want to cut your veggies up a little bit smaller, just because this is not going to be a dip. This isn't going to be in a taco. I mean, it's going to be in a burrito that we're going to roll up. So, I want these chopped. I'm going to leave some chunks, but I want them finer. And I'm not making a whole lot of this either, just because honestly I don't have fresh cilantro. I will show you what I have. And I have the new Pioneer Woman bowls that I just dropped. You guys didn't see that. New Pioneer Woman bowls that I'm going to use, which I'm so excited about. Now my rice is boiling now. If you guys can hear it bubbling over there, I'm going to let it come to a full rolling boil for about 1 minute. So about the time it takes me to chop some of this stuff up and let it keep boiling. And then I'm going to pop the lid on it and set my kitchen timer for 28 minutes. Now, the reason I'm doing this pico de gallo first is because, number one, it always tastes better if you do it ahead of time. At least to me it does. And then, while I'm doing that, I should get my cilantro. Now, once again, like I said, my cilantro is frozen in a bag. So, all I'm going to do is take one of my little ice cubes out. I just chop it up, put it in the ice cube, and let it sit there. Now I'm just going to make the rest of my pico de gallo and let this sit here, and it's just going to thaw out. When it's thawed, I'll just put it on a paper towel, and then I'll be fine to shove in there. I throw those in soups and salsas and everything, and you don't really know a difference. Now, if I was just making carne asada tacos, I would definitely go buy some cilantro. Just because carne asada tacos, it's just the topping that you authentically put on it. It's just, there's a sprinkle on that onion. It's just onion and cilantro. So by that, we made Halloween cookies. There was a sprinkle on my table. That I would authentically, obviously want to use something else, but I'm going to grab the rest. So I got 3 tomatoes, 1 jalapeno. Jalapeno I'm going to seed. Alright, the rice has been boiling. Give it a good hard mix. Make sure there's no clumps of tomato back there. Lid on, down on low, and let it go. And then while that's going, it means I got 20 minutes to get everything else done. That's how I figure. It is, I don't even know what time it is right now. 4:30? Here, let your sister out. Move the thing. Here. Come here. Come here, I said. Here, turn the air conditioner on. Move the curtain. Turn it on.
Couple minutes.
Now. Alright. Sorry to turn the air on. It's getting hot in here. Me and Rosalia woke up. So, jalapeno. Just chop it up finely. my lid doesn't fit my pan. It's a separate lid. My pan, these are Paula Deen pans, which I love Paula Deen's, but your pans suck. They're all warped. So now my lids fit, so I have to use a bigger lid. Well, try it. Try to push the button on the air conditioner. So, just going to, that's good. And I like spicy, kind of, but I'm not like the biggest fan of it. So I'm just going to give it a rough chop. Now your tomatoes, same thing. So for those of you who doesn't know what pico de gallo is just basically tomatoes, onion, cilantro, salt, and then a lot of people put jalapeno in it. I've seen some people put like lime and stuff in it. To me, that doesn't sound appetizing to me, but I'm not the biggest lime fan. The only time I really like lime on stuff is I like it in pozole, you know, or something like that, but to have it in, or, you know, when I make my guacamole, I make a really simple guacamole. Basically the same thing, except I don't really put cilantro, so I'm not the biggest cilantro fan. So I do onion, tomato, salt, avocado, and then I put lime juice in there, a little bit of lime juice, and I also throw my seed from my avocado. And usually when I have an avocado, like you guys can see this one, I always leave the seed on because it saves it. And a lot of people also like to seed their pico de gallo. I don't, just because I'm using it later, and I just use a fork to scoop it out. But I'm not going to take the time to seed it when it's perfectly fine like this. Like I say, you want a pretty fine dice. I might have to get a bigger bowl. I really wanted to use my new bowls, but I might have to get a bigger one. Now, as far as the carne asada goes, the reason I'm chopping all this now, I could chop it up while my steak is cooking, but I'm going to use this cutting board. I'm lazy, I don't want to dirty another cutting board. But I'm going to chop my steak up, then cook it. There's two options you have. You can either cook your steak, you know, however you want it, and then do it. I like well done steak. I don't like anything pink. To me, that's ugh. And then Francis is the same way. He won't eat anything pink. And actually, I've never really met, like, obviously, like a lot of his family's Mexican and everything like that. And I've never seen anyone cook carne asada pink. Because I know a lot of, like, American ways or Tex-Mex ways, they cook, you know, like fajitas and stuff, pink onions. I've never seen it done like that. And I've seen a lot of people cook carne asada. I think that literally is just to your liking. Whatever you like. However you like your steak. We like ours well done. That is the reason I cook mine first. If I were to cook it in strips, which I have done, I usually do that for tacos, then cut it and then put it in my taco, it's okay. Definitely need a bigger bowl. It's alright, but if I'm going to do leftovers, it will dry out. And I'm making a lot of this, so I know we're going to have leftovers for tomorrow. So I don't want it to dry out. So that is the reason that I am cutting my steak first. So I'm going to cut it into little tiny bite-sized pieces, and then from there, I will take it. You guys think I need a bigger bowl? Thumbs up if you think I need a bigger bowl. Tomatoes like salt. So you want to put a good amount of salt in. I'm going to try to shove most of these in. Come on, tomatoes. I don't want to use a different bowl. It's okay if I make a mess. So, now in my burritos, the only thing we're putting, like I said, is the refried beans, the steak, the pico de gallo. Sorry if this could be a long video, but my hands are dirty and I really don't want to stop the camera. Actually, I think this is perfect. I'm not going to add any more tomatoes. I'll just save them for tomorrow, another recipe. you guys can see, let me clean my bowl off a little bit. If you guys can see it, it is kind of like equal parts a little bit. I mean, there's a little bit more tomato, but there's a lot of onion. You can see all the little tiny chunks of the jalapeno. And then once the cilantro's in there, you'll see more of it. So that is good. Now, I should have cut 2 onions earlier. I was thinking about that because I need another onion. Go figure. Alright. So, set that to the side. Wipe this is my cooking rag. It's stained up. So I basically use it to wipe my hands off when I know they're going to get stained. Alright, we need another cebolla, which is onion. I'm going to turn my pan on about medium because I'm going to chop and drop. So, come on, Mama. I'm going to use a half an onion. Maybe. I might use a whole one. What? Mine. No, it's not yours. Are you hungry? Here. In. Go. Rosalie just woke up from a late nap. So, my pan's not hot, but it doesn't matter. So, I am going to use the whole onion. Just chopping it up just like you would because the carne asada is going to be chopped up in little squares too. And then, like I said, once it's in there and it starts to brown up, once it starts to get color on it, that is when I'm going to sprinkle it with some salt and a little tiny bit of Knorr seasoning. I'm not going to do it before just because, I don't know. I just feel like, remember this one girl I used to cook with, ex's sister, she always told me, like, in Spanish, you know, like if you would salt your meat, then it wouldn't let the water come out. And they also don't put oil in right away. So that's what I do. Now, here is my meat that has been marinating. It's been marinating for about, I would say close to a half an hour. I just want to move this stuff because I don't want to cross-contaminate anything. You guys can see how thin it is. And the reason it looks kind of weird on the ends is because I actually put this in the microwave on defrost and forgot about it. So I forgot to flip it, you know, and turn it and stuff in the microwave. So some of it actually started to cook. What, Mama? What? Mine what? Arrow, what are you doing? Be nice. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? What, Lena? Mine what? This? Okay, here. Good. Take it. Uh-oh. Take it. I'm actually going to use scissors and cut it up into little chunks. I used to do this all the time with fajitas. And I remember the first time my, same person I'm talking about, my ex's sister, she was at my house, she seen me do this. She's like, what are you doing? I'm like, what? I'm like, it's so much easier and I don't have to get my hands dirty. She's like, no, you can't do that. And she ate it. And she's like, I don't taste you cutting it. I'm like, of course you're not going to taste it. I was like, it's just easier. And you just have to make sure that you cut against the grain. See how your meat goes this way? You want to cut the opposite. What? Oh, thank you. You brought me my water. So yeah. So this is going to take a while. It's kind of harder. This meat has been sitting on my counter for like half an hour. Comes to room temperature. So I find meat is harder to cut. I mean, if this was colder, it would be easier. Plus, I got this meat from Walmart, and I'm not the biggest fan of steak at Walmart. I feel like it's like a little bit harder to cut. I don't feel like it's as soft. So I'm just roughly cutting this into bite-sized pieces. These shrink, so don't forget, I mean, steak shrinks up. So I'm just going to get this all cut up, and then once it starts browning and I'm ready to add in the salt and stuff, I'll bring you guys back. Alright, so hopefully you guys can see. Oh, it's kind of fogging up, but it's starting to. You guys can see the water. Now that's because I didn't add any oil. No, Lena. It's because I did not add any oil to this. Okay, go give it to Ariel. That is why it's doing that. And I also didn't add any salt. So I let most of the water come out. That is just the water from the steak. And the onions sweating out. And that's what's going to make it nice and stay juicy, because it's kind of like boiling it, you know, kind of simmering that steak. So let me see if I can, freaking magnetic damn tripod. That's where my tripod hates me. Okay. So I'm just going to take some salt and sprinkle some salt around. Remember, this has no salt on it. So I'll do about a teaspoon of salt, half teaspoon to teaspoon. That beeping is for my rice. That means my rice is done. And I just made a mess. You guys saw how messy I am when like I'm trying to be in a hurry? I swear. Some days. Turn my rice off. Now I'm going to turn this steak. The steak is still on 5-6. So I'm just going to get a good stir, get that caldo in there. That was annoying for me. I hate watching cooking videos and people like whisk with like stainless steel. Oh my gosh. Doesn't it like get on your freaking nerves? And then I'm just going to take some oil now. Use a tablespoon of oil and just lightly drizzle around the pan. Now, once this water completely evaporates, this oil is going to be there. What? Give it to mommy. Give me a juice box. Now, no more after this. You just keep throwing them away. Here. Go sit down. Lena! Anyways, this water, hopefully you guys can see the water in there. See how there's all this water? Once this water evaporates, then that oil is going to be in there. And that oil is just going to start to brown the steak. Now, this steak is probably fully cooked now, obviously. I mean, it's been in here a good 5 or so minutes. So, this steak is fully cooked and it's chopped up. All I want to do is I want to get some color on it. And by letting it, all the water evaporate and stuff, and then letting the oil brown it up a little bit, it's going to get some color on it, and color is flavor, so that's going to make it have flavor. My rice, I'm just going to let it sit there and steam until this is done, and that's it. And then I'll show you guys when it's time to assemble the burritos. I was going to make those portobello mushroom fries, but I decided not to, just because the girls don't want them. So I figured I'll just save them for another day. So I think I'll just be fine with burrito. I do have chips, like we want chips or something with it. But then the girls, Ariel wants broccoli and cheese and chicken nuggets. So they'll have rice, broccoli, cheese, and chicken nuggets. Chicken nuggets are just freezer chicken nuggets. Broccoli, I'm just going to throw in a pan of boiling water, let it get pretty soft, because they're all little still. So let it, get nice and tender. Take it out, butter, salt, a little tiny bit of salt, a little tiny bit of pepper, and then I'm just going to put a little bit of cheddar cheese on top, grated, and that's it. So that is our dinner tonight. Like I said, when I'm ready to make my burrito tonight, I will show you guys how it's assembled, everything like that. But that's pretty much it for right now. So yeah, I will see you guys tonight when it is burrito time.